we're in this trade, we're in this position now, and we're going. We saw the balance yesterday, we left off, but today we're going to be picking up and we're going to be going from there. I'm going to take a look at the charts now, because as you hear, I'm in the elevator, I've been moving around, getting a couple of things done, just getting in, so I didn't get a chance to kind of show you guys the entry point of where we came in and the support and resistance as we talk about. It's really sorry about that. No, I'm going down. Okay. Sorry about that. Yes, it's just a support and resistance in the market, guys. So as you see this now, you're going to be able to see the difference in how it moves. And now we just had some resistance, and now we're going to get into some. There you go, Pat. Show some respect.
You good?
So here we go, guys. All right, and let's see where we are in the chart right now on the market. So we're still hovering right now, just about 10. Have a good night, Machi. And 10 to 14%. We're hovering around 10 to 14% right now, which is a very, very good start to what we have to get done for the rest of the day. So I'm expecting we'll get to about 15 to 30% by the end of the night, about 30%. I'm looking for a 30% night. I'm looking for a 30% night. That's the goal for tonight. It's about 30%. If we can get 30% returns on tonight's trade, it would be a great night. So you see I'm at 12% here, and I'm currently at 15% and 12%. And this is just a flexion and breathing in the market. I should have came in with both trades at the same time, but I had a delay. And that delay, you can see that delay is reflected in the percentages in my balance sheet. So I'm going to let this continue here. I'm here. I have a group of ducks that I feed. I'm like I moved into my community. They were like babies, just little chicks. And I started feeding them, and now they're all grown. So now they're all full adults, and they all still follow me. So every night now, when I get out and I'm making my trades, it's kind of like a mental, thing for me to come back and give back to them. So, or just feed them every night. But I know they don't get a lot of food, and this is good stuff too. So I'm not feeding them stuff that, you know, wasted food. I'm feeding them stuff that I buy and I eat. So, okay, guys, wait. All right, come on. Let's take it over here. Come on. All right. And you guys know which one that is, right? Those are the geese that like to they like to be bullies. They like to sound off. Sorry, I'm all off track. I'm out here. So while I'm trading, this is my floating balance right now. While I'm trading, just fell my phone. Sorry about that, guys. And I'm back in the market again. So you saw my floating balance, and let's see where we are right now. So this is a good retracement. This is a very good retracement. This kind of retracement signifies it's going to have a very nice jump moving forward. A very nice jump moving forward. All right. What I pay attention to here primarily are the P&L in the bottom right and where they are. And the second thing I like to pay attention to, as you know, are the charts. There's two things for me. Looking at the charts takes away the anxiety because I'm not seeing the numbers as much. I'm just really watching the movement of the market. And of course, the market's going to go up and down. I understand that. So as I look at it, it helps me to see, and kind of predict what's going to happen in some ways as I see the patterns in the market, especially when I'm in the trades. So once you get more experience at not just trading but understanding the charts, because each candlestick tells a story. It tells a story about the pressure in the market, where because what the candle represents is where market has been. So that's really what it is. Each candlesticks represent where price has been previously, not where it is currently. So it's going to be going up and down. The first one is where it is currently as the sell is going, but each one that you see previous represents this is where price was previously. So it helps you to identify the trend and see the indications in the movement in the market. And also it helps you to identify the buildup in the market. As we can see here in the pressure, you can see here as you look at the moving average here in my moving averages that I have outlined. And they're showing a nice buildup in the pressure in how the movement in the market is, which is what we want to see. Now, if you saw that previous high candle that's there, it has a higher high than this one, so it's still here, the peak of this candle. So while we're in the base of this upper candle, we know that there's still a lot more room to go as if for us to recoup in that percentages. But these are the things I like to see in the market as I'm going for those trades. And as you see, it just matched that previous high. So let's see what that previous high was as we came over here. It was about 15% as we talked about previously. So that previous high, 15%, it just got that. And now that it's there, it's going to then push past that as it now builds that resistance to get into that next phase in that next zone. So this is kind of what we look at in the market as the market builds up and it makes those moves. And we're just going to watch it. We're just going to take our time. We're going to watch the market. And we're going to be in this for the next, say, 25, maybe 25 minutes. We're going to be in this trade for maybe the next 25 minutes. Boom. Now prices begin to break past that 15% now. Normally 25% is what we look for in each return. Working with Smith Global Capital right now is really showing not just breaking down strong analysis of the market and how things move, but also giving good indications of, how we can then leverage and really position ourselves in different ways. And as you see, there's a lot of resistance, but there's a lot of buildup. And that's the momentum we talk about. So this momentum is signature. It's like signs of a breakout for me. So what do I mean by that? This is about the third time you saw price get to that 15, 15, and then it's like it's fighting here. It's building up here. And what's that showing me? Okay, this is where 15 is here. So it's going up and coming back down. It's going up because so what's that letting me know? It's building up that pressure to have one of these candles here, another one of these candles. That's what I'm seeing. That buildup is showing me another one of these candles. Boom, as I predicted, another one of those candles. Because the market, I can't make it up. I'm giving you the information as I'm reading the charts. So there's not a script in front of me. I'm just looking at the charts. We're making the trades together. I'm in the trade right now, and I'm letting you know what I'm going for. I'm letting you know what my profit target is, and I'm breaking down the chart, the movement of the chart based on how I'm reading the candlesticks. Because that's what it's about, reading the candlesticks and understand what it's saying to you. Because what the candlesticks is saying is going to help you to understand how to make your moves in the market. And sometimes it's for a lot of people, it creates a lot of anxiety and fear if they don't understand the candlesticks or the movement of the market. And that's another reason why I try to take the time to make a video like this or these training videos to help people to understand that this video is for training purposes, and in this training you can get not only understand the trading strategies that's being used or some of the formula and how the percentages are or how we calculate a profit targets or go for profit targets, but you're also getting an opportunity to hear myself break down the market, the charts, and help you to get an understanding of, okay, these are the moves that are possible now. I've said this before in a previous video, and I'm going to say it again, which is very important to understand about the candles and the charts. So the red candle starts from the top down, okay? The red candles start from the top down. The green candles start from the bottom up. So every green candle you see is starting from the bottom and it's shooting all the way up. But then the red candle starts at the top and then it shoots down. Or you see the down pressure. But again, you know what that down pressure signifies, right? More up pressure. That's what it is. the market is doing its correction and indication. So as it has new highs, it's going to have new lows, and it's going to have new highs, and it's going to have new lows. But these are the things in the market that allow us to then make those strategic moves in the market to then capitalize and then earn those significant gains that we're able to see consistently. And again, that's a shout out and appreciation and respect to David Smith and Smith Global Capital and how they help to break down the information on a daily basis to make understanding the market players, and the moves of the market a lot easier. Because as I'm looking at this, that's why I said looking at the charts helped me to get away the anxiety. Because can you imagine you seeing your balance move up and down like that? Oh my goodness, some people go crazy. But again, if you understand the market, you understand if the market pushed down like that, what is the market going to do? It's telling you it's trying to get back up. That's why the up pressure is there. That's why it's pushing back up. That's it. See, every so often, this is how another way that I look at it, right? So every so often, the market is going to do what is called a money grab. So in trading, there are people that have stop losses in trading. And when a person has a stop loss in trading, if they're in an upward trend, if the market moves down to a certain point, it'll wipe them out or it'll get them out of that trade. Or if they don't have a stop loss in certain cases and they have a small account, it'll wipe them out, right? So what the market does in a lot of these cases, the market doesn't necessarily know your full balance, but the market knows your entry point in the market. It knows you have a target and it knows you have a stop loss, especially for the traders that trade with take profit targets and stop losses. So ever so often, the market will make a move like that just to do a money grab. Why does it do a money grab? Because it's trying to build momentum to then get more buying. It's going to do money grab. It's going to take out all of those other weaker players and all those people who don't have strong positions, and then it's going to then push them completely out of the game. And in doing so, it's taking that money to then build up to push up in the direction that it wants to go back again. And that's really the move of the market in a nutshell. That's really the moves of the market in a nutshell. But as I see there, right, you see the pressure that's building up, as I said. And the reason why it's building up is because again, it's taken all the profits of those stop losses there, those people with the stop losses, and now those other buyers, those other sellers, those last bit of sellers that were there, those last two candles were just like taking out those sellers, taking out those sellers, taking out those sellers. Because as you can see, the buyers have control of the market. If you look back at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 candlesticks, even the buyers have control of the market. Now the sellers have strong pressure when they take, yes, but the buyers on a consistent tick by tick of movement of the market, they have control of the market. And that's really what you have to look at in the scheme of the direction of how it's going. Because as a direction of how it's going, you see there's sometimes going to be a fast shoot up based on the build up, as you saw here in the market, where it built up, and then it shot all the way up. And it did the same thing again here after build up. It coming down to make a new low because it made a higher high. Let me give you an understanding of what I'm talking about. So we entered in here. The market made a high and then it made a low. Then it made another higher high, then it made a low. Then over here, as we continued, let me put it over here, sorry. So it made a high and then it made a low. When it made a high, it made a low. But it's the lows are higher than a previous low. So it's made a new high, it made a new low. It made a higher high, it made a higher low. Another higher high, another higher low. So now it's shooting for another higher high after this. So that's the movement of the market. Now, there's times when the market might match where it was as it builds resistance, or it's testing that level, entry level. But as you see, based on the buying pressure with the buyers being in the market, is going to be shooting and moving back into making a higher high. Okay, that's the movement of the market: higher highs, higher lows. And in the case of a downward trend, it's going to be lower highs, lower lows. So even when it's going down, the highs that will be made will be lower. But in this case, the highs that are going to be making are higher, as we can see over the last 1, 2, 3 major red candlesticks. Each candlestick has been higher than the previous. So as you see now, the market just made a new high, because that high now is higher than the previous high that was that other red candlestick that we're over. And let me take a look at where the margins are with this one, because I told you the market was doing a big buildup, and that big buildup is taking us into 23% here. Oh, this is nice, which is what I expected. This is what I expected. These are the numbers I expected from that buildup. I expected these kind of numbers because the market was doing a strong gathering. It was building up. It was gathering momentum for the direction. We already knew the direction it was going in. We knew the direction it wanted to go in. So now, oh, see, we're over 25%. Our target is normally 25%. So once I'm at 25%, I'm literally good for the night in profits. So everything above 25% for me is really something that I give God thanks for, and how it's going to help me to then be a blessing to more people in the future. That's really it. Because this is not just for me to then have to brag to show like a lot of people like to do over social media. If you notice what I'm trying to do with this, I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to share. I want more people to be confident and have the courage to enter the markets. I want more people to understand that they don't need to be afraid of the markets. I need more people to understand. I think that's our take profit signal right there. No, it's not. Then I'm going to stay in this thing. Maybe we get 30. Oh, 28%. Nice. Can I get 500,000 out of this position? If I get 500,000 out of this position, guys, I'll have grown it to 3 million. Yeah, just about. No, 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 not at all. 30%. Look at that. These are the numbers I'm talking about. So this is gravy. This is like, yeah, this is gravy. It's expected. I'm hoping that we get to 40% as I see the build up here at 29%. And I'm not even looking at the market. I'm just looking at what the numbers are in front of me. Because the numbers, as far as the percentages, they speak the same language. It's just in numbers. But if you're looking at the charts, you can see that same movement in the price action. So again, the key things I like to pay attention to when I look at a chart, first is the structure and the price action. So we saw that breakdown here as it went through the process, and then it went through the slow build up, and then it shot up, and it made a new high there. And as it's building up here, I believe we're going to get another higher high before we exit the trade for the night. I do believe we're going to get another strong higher high, and then we'll exit the night there, because I think so far we've had a very successful night. To be honest, so even if we exit the market now, we'll be exiting north of 25%. Now we're 30%. You know, So I believe we're going to break past a new high. And then when we get to that new high, we're going to just exit for the day. Let's see what happens here. So when the market makes its corrections, the market corrections are not a bad thing. So again, so you see these two highs just kind of matched each other. So they didn't really break above the previous high. It created a low, a new low. So it made a high, then it made a low. So that means what the market is going to be looking to do, make a new high from here. So this will probably be the last push for this trading session that I believe. And I'll probably exit or get out of this position and end the trading video at that point. But we started, it's now 8:24. You guys came in 18 minutes in. So as I said, the market's going to be pushing to look to do and make a new high. So I'm going to get back into the chart right now, into my actual position. I think it's going to get to 47.47, or maybe it gets to 47.650. 47.650 is a safe exit, but I think 47.47 is where I think we might just say, hey man, that's the night, because we're at 30% and 33%, which are both great profit targets right now for the night. Because again, our normal target is normally about 30%, 25%. So if we normally target about 25% returns, keep in mind, most people look to get a 20% returns year over year on their money. That's what people look for, a 20% return year over year. So I'm going to close the positions now. We just got exit to close. So I could have taken it at 30, but you see I exited at 29% or 25%. They got 33%, which is probably where I should have exited when we were at the top of the market, right? But that's what happens sometimes when you're in the trades. Sometimes you wait, and sometimes you hold it just a little bit too long, and these things happen. And when these things happen, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it but take one on the chin, take it for the team, and keep it moving, guys. That's it. That's all you can do, because you fail to execute the trade on time or you fail to exit on time. Now, either one of those can result in you losing profits or being out on money. Okay, so let's take a look now to see where I am today in my current balance. Okay, I'm here. I made 400,000 today. because here I have 100,000 and here I have 50,000. So I had 2.15. So my total balance here I have 500,000 on it. $400,000 I made today, and that's with one trading session. So this is not a bad day, but you guys are able to see a six-figure day, multiple six-figure day being done in under an hour when it's done the right way, when it's being strategic, when it's being patient. Because the number one thing you have to learn in the market is patience. Patience follow profits, or profits chase after patience. Because you have to be patient to wait for the entries, and then you have to be patient in the trade to wait for the exit points as well. So, just food for thought. That's my time. You know who this is. Jason Llewellyn. Check the spelling. God bless. God's best, and as always, Godspeed. Jason Money Miller, financial markets killer.